Alright, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called Hospital. In an abandoned hospital in Tainan, visitors seek to communicate with their relatives' spirits that are haunted by disturbing supernatural occurrences. So this is a Taiwanese movie that came out last year. It's about an hour and a half long. Spoiler alert, let's get right to it. So right off the back, we got this camera crew that's inspecting this worn down hospital, and they got their cameraman. So they said this hospital back in 1991 has a mysterious thing of suicides. They said this one red lady with a red dress on, she had committed suicide herself. But the story they kept referring to in here was this kid that had died in the hospital, and then on top of that, her mom burnt herself in front of her kid and burnt the whole section of a hospital off. So anyway, these people go investigating. One dude sees something, he's running out scared as fuck. What did he see? I don't know. So anyway, you got A-Hung and his dad. They're supposed to be some ghost spirit detectives or something. You got this one lady named Miss Zing that paid for their services, and she said she's not leaving until she sees her dead husband again. We also have Miss Ming that paid too, and she said she's not leaving until she sees her dead sister. And keep in mind, they're in the hospital right now. So they get the ritual started with some Taiwanese Ouija boards or something, and they head over to the mortuary basement. He tells the girls they gotta both each lay in the mortuary closets. Yeah, these girls are clearly out of their rabbit-ass minds. They don't see anything yet, but they hear the spirits. And then A-Hung and his dad let him out, because they could have easily just left them behind and be like, fuck it. And the dad says, look, it's only gonna get worse from here, so if you want to keep going, you know what I'm saying, it's up to you. They said, fuck that, we ain't backing down, we going. So they equipped the girls with some ghost oil and some holy water. Yeah, like that's gonna stop some fucking ghosts, right? And then they get back to the mission. Now I'm thinking to myself, where are the police at to make sure nobody goes in these abandoned buildings at night? Like, what the fuck? Well, anyway, they put on headphones to see if they could hear the ghost. Ming tries to snatch the bag from Hei-Hong for some reason. Then they end up giving it to Miss Zing, who hears all types of shit. They end up going in this room, the same room her husband died in, and she lays down on the operating table. They tell her she needs to make a cut on her body so, you know, the blood will be in the air so the ghost can sense it. I'm guessing it makes it easier to see the ghost. Then all of a sudden the lights start flickering, and then she wakes up off the operating table with nobody in sight, just her. Now you see that red spot on her chest? Symbolism, nigga. That explanation will come later. Well, anyway, they spray water on her and now she's back to present time. But she cuts herself again and wants to go deeper. But instead we get a flashback about when her and her husband came to the hospital to begin with. She kept saying she had something she wanted to tell him, but she wants to wait till after the surgery. Now the explanation we're given is that her husband had a broken arm and he needed to get it worked on. Now my thing is, how terrible were these surgeons? Because how the fuck does he die from just trying to fix a broken arm? Some incompetent ass hospital, I would assume. They should have been sued for that fuckery back then. Well anyway, Myung goes off on her own for some reason, and they follow her into the room where apparently her sister died. Or where her sister contemplated on dying, because what they told us in the movie is that she had committed suicide. So then we get this flashback on her sister, and she gets a call about being sued by somebody for malpractice. At first I had assumed it was from the husband dying, but it's from something different. But then she started seeing ghosts, like, is that a face? What the fuck? Obviously she freaked out. She goes to the bathroom, washes her face out, thinking to herself like, man, I'm just tripping. But then she looks in the mirror like, what the fuck? No, scratch that. What in all of the fuck? Then they show her at night. She had these slashes on the other side of her face like, what the hell happened? And like she was proceeding to jump out the window. Then we get back to present time. Then all of a sudden, Ming's getting dragged by some ghosts. Grandpa likes a tiki torch or something. It gets the ghost away, closes the window, and saves Mi-Han. I don't know what the fuck just took place there, but he gives her some extra ghost oil to keep in handy. And I don't know how it was done, but Mi-Han was able to see her sister making a certain phone call. I think because the dad put a drop of ghost blood in her eye or ghost oil or something. She wanted to see more, but dad was like, no, you can't use no more, it's too dangerous. She tried to snatch it, but ends up breaking the vial by accident and it spreads all over the floor. Apparently she done fucked up now, because now all the ghostly spirits have been let loose along the hospital. After that, Mi-Han runs out to some other room and gets trapped in there. And all of a sudden the wind starts picking up, and we see this ghostly figure coming through with a boy-sized version of a doll in a wheelchair. I honestly don't even know what to make of this. Well anyway, this ghoulish figure is reaching out to somebody. So at this point, it's trying to figure out who to possess. It ends up possessing Dad. Oh shit. Their dad turns around trying to slice niggas. So A-Hung and Miss Zing gotta get up out of there. And they get away for the time being. Okay, so the reason they tell us it possessed the dad, right, is because that if you're about to die, you have high Zen energy or whatever like that. And considering between both of them two, the dad had cancer. So yeah. So that's the reason why the ghost possessed the dad, not the other two. Okay. Meanwhile, Mi-Han keeps seeing her sister. They embrace each other and give each other hugs. But you know your sister dead? Look at her eyes. She's got you with her clutches. Then they're holding each other's hands as they go out the window. So is she really dead? Did she jump out the window? What the fuck happened to Mi-Han? What's going on? Well, anyway, the other two are trying to get back to the dad to make sure they get the possession out of him. Then they see a bunch of blood creaking up the walls. Okay, I honestly just don't have any idea what the fuck is going on right now. Meanwhile, in the surgical room, the boy doll is there, and the ghost is cutting him open. What the fuck is going on? Well, anyway, as they're looking for the dad, the doll gets to the steps. Oh no! Oh shit, his face is changing. change it. What the fuck? And at the top of the steps, the demon ghost. She's reaching out to him again. What the fuck's gonna happen? Oh snap, her eyes turn red. That's never a good sign. But then all of a sudden she disappears. But then wait a minute, a hand comes out from the hole in the back. Oh no. But then my man spreads some holy water on it like, yeah, get your candy ass out of here. Okay, meanwhile back to Mihan. I guess she's not dead yet, but she's probably possessed by the soul of her sister. What is she doing in the window? Get the hell away from there. And all we keep seeing is the balcony. Did she jump from the balcony? I mean, they keep trying to jump scare us. Where is Mihan? Well, anyway, they continue on through this other part of the hospital. Then Ms. Zing pulls in this clown speaking spell thing. Crazy ass tune and shit. Well, anyway, they continue on and they get to this room on fire with a bunch of damn ghosts in it. Ahon tells Zing, like, look, man, don't be afraid. Just walk through it. It's all illusions. He's like, look, they smell your fear, so don't be afraid. So as they're walking through, she keeps hearing her husband's voice, right? And you can tell at this moment she's about to be stupid. So, of course, she turns around and looks back. And what the fuck is this thing crawling around the wall? A flash of light, something happens. All of a sudden, it goes backwards in time when the hospital was functional. Here we have this kid what Mihan's sister was working on. They were talking to one of the nurses, then they realized something was wrong. So remember at the beginning I talked about some kid dying in the hospital years ago? Well, that was him. And when Mihan's sister was getting a phone call about getting sued for malpractice, that was malpractice on this kid. See this lady that's all distraught? That's the kid's mom. They're up there having discussions with her like they're really there with her. Or are they really there with her? Well, anyways, Ahon goes to check on something. Zing stays with the mom, and then the mom heads to the bathroom. Miss Zing followed her and realized she picked up some rubbing alcohol when she went in the bathroom. I guess she heard the story too about a woman setting herself on fire. She tried to wrestle her away, but the lady ended up locking Miss Zing in one of the bathrooms. Then all of a sudden it gets dark again and the door opens. Somebody dead is at her feet and blood's dripping down. Then a ghost hand comes out the toilet. She breaks free, but why she got that look on her face? Oh shit, the doll is back. Which we obviously know who the doll represents now, but she gets away and tells Ahon the situation. So they get some flashlights and start searching the deeper crevice of the basement so they can find Dad. And it's been a while, I'm just gonna assume at this point Mihan is dead. So anyway, we got the mom standing in front of a door. Oh, it's a door to the morgue, and she sees she's looking at her son. Ms. Zane goes into another room, I'm assuming where her husband was resting before. And we get another flashback about this one thing she was never able to tell her husband while he was alive, which we still don't know what it is yet. Well, anyway, we get back to the morgue. She's doused herself and her son in rubbing alcohol, and they burn each other. Done deal dead. Mian's sister was trying to rescue her, but it was too late. Keep in mind, everything with the mom is flashback shit. Ahon gets to the morgue and finds his dad just laying there. Eventually, Ms. Zing makes it there too. And then, right out the blue, here comes Death again, who I can now concur is the mom of the little boy. So we have run final confrontation. She's trying to take Ahon's heart, but Miss Zing douses her whole body in ghost oil and holy water and done deal. Ahon tells her it's too dangerous here. We done ran out of supplies. You just go and get it out of here. She's like, I knew the risk. I'm staying to the end. So she leaves them to have one more conversation with her husband. Dad ends up dying in Ahon's arms. She lies back on the table where her husband dies and cuts herself, just so she could talk to him again. And she finally reveals the big secret she's been holding for so long. She tells him that she was pregnant. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, they talked about one of these suicides that happened with this lady that had a red dress on that hung herself. I guess she was pretending to be one of the nurses or something. I don't know how much relevance it has, but as she looks up, she sees the lady with the red dress. Now, who's that supposed to be exactly? Your guess is as good as mine. So then we go back to Ahon telling his dad to give him some help, and I'm like, dude, he's already dead. So then we go back to the news reporter. I'm like, what the fuck? So apparently, all this stuff happened before the news and camera crew came there. How do I know that? Well, when one of the camera crew was going in there, Ahon ran past him for help, but he didn't see him. Oh shit, Ahon's a ghost. Oh snap, they were the ones that closed the door when they dipped. So wait a minute, they were all dead from the start? Okay, I can see how the dad died because he had cancer. I'm pretty sure Mihan did jump out the window or whatever. Ms. Zing cut herself at the wrist just to talk to her husband, so she probably just bled out. But how the fuck did Ahon die? It didn't give us any clues to what happened to him. I need more information on Ahon. What the fuck? So at the end, we get a clips of the boy and the mom, and then we get the lady in the red dress walking back and forth. And that's the end of the movie. So my biggest question is this. How did Ahon die? If y'all seen this movie, help me out with this one. Well, anyway, Hospital on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Slick, easy, out the easy, mister. Big, could have got that slogan.